Straight ahead on CCX News, years of hard work lead to a successful effort in trying to fill a big housing need.
This is a good day, a good time for us.
Plus, 2 cities, 2 efforts to improve parks. We'll show you what's being planned. And later, we focus in on the best views from New Hope. CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. This week, Plymouth gave a green light to an affordable housing development.
Local churches and nonprofits have been working toward this goal for several years. And reporter Shannon Slatton explains why they are so pleased to move forward.
We're very, very grateful.
Gratitude is what Interfaith Outreach's Executive Director, LaDonna Hoy, feels after the long process that resulted in Plymouth City Council approving an affordable housing development called Cranberry Ridge.
We're over the moon excited about this.
Cranberry Ridge will be located south of Old Rockford Road off Highway 55. The 3-story apartment building will house 47 families. Hoy says last year more than 400 homeless families asked for help from Interfaith Outreach. So this is an important dent in that number.
Too many people just don't have a place to live. And it all starts with home. If you can't get that to work, it's very hard for families to go after whatever else is in their way.
It's just extraordinarily exciting that we'll be able to create 47 homes for families to have a more affordable place to live.
The developer, Beacon Interfaith Housing Collaborative, says the Plymouth faith community's supportive response is one reason behind the successful outcome. Many turned out for Tuesday night's vote.
It was really the faith communities that were very persistent, and it was wonderful to see the number of clergy really stand up, of representing not just themselves but their faith communities.
In Plymouth, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
The next step is securing $15 million worth of funding. Beacon hopes to break ground by 2019. Over the next 23 years, the Twin Cities metropolitan area is expected to grow by 750,000 people.
That is one of the details revealed to the Osseo City Council this week from the newly appointed chair of the Metropolitan Council. Delane Cleveland joins us now on what she had to say. Delane?
Mike and Alex, Met Council Chair Aline Churumoff is in the middle of a 7-county tour meeting with different government bodies. This week, she went before the Osseo City Council, and they had several questions for her about the status of the Metro Blue Line light rail extension and its $1.5 billion price tag.
How much of the $1.536 billion budget has been obtained? Is this, and what's the timetable on that?
The answer, according to the Met Council chair, is that 51% of the funding has been secured. That money comes from local sources. However, the remaining 49% has to come from the federal government. Churumoff says the project is, quote, in the queue, but for it to move along, the project needs an appropriation from Congress. So she's had conversations with Minnesota's congressional delegation and the Federal Transit Administration about the importance of the Blue Line extension and the progress they've made so far.
The project is moving forward, I think, as on schedule and sort of as planned. I think the key question will be, there's 2 kind of outstanding questions. One is 9 of the 13 miles is in a railroad right-of-way, and so we need to obtain approval from the railroad in order to operate and build our tracks next to them, and then in addition to that, need to obtain the federal funding.
Churumoff also added that the Blue Line extension is about 60 to 90% finished in terms of overall project readiness and completion of design, but it's moving toward 100%. Mike and Alex.
All right, Delane, thank you. In other news, a Crystal man has pleaded guilty in the February killings of his girlfriend's 2-year-old son. According to prosecutors, Kieran Mitchell struck the toddler so hard the boy had bleeding on the brain. And if the child had survived, the abuse would have caused permanent blindness in the child's right eye. Mitchell will be sentenced next month. He's expected to receive a 40-year prison sentence.
Park planning in Brooklyn Park has reached a milestone, and officials soon will be looking for more public input. Brooklyn Park has been working with residents for the past 7 months on a 20-year plan for parks. A summary of what officials heard will go online next week, but an aquatics park seems to be generating the most buzz.
seems to be the #1 thing every time that we talk to the community, and it has been in this round of community engagement as well. So the next piece of that will be to kind of flesh out what's going to be included in the aquatics facility, put the exact costs of what that may be, and then work with the residents and talk to the residents, inform them about what that may look like and how we may pay for that.
Public input will be taken through the end of December. In January, the City Council may decide to ask voters to weigh in on how to pay for it through a possible referendum.
Work is expected to begin soon to repair a unique boardwalk near the Crystal Airport. Crystal and the Three Rivers Park District are working together on a plan to improve Mack Park. Officials say the boardwalk is underused because you can't walk all the way around it. Part of the boardwalk is underwater. Three Rivers hopes to choose a contractor in early December and start work in January. City Parks officials say there's a lot of local interest in getting it fixed.
It's a great natural area, 40-acre area, a lot of wildlife that you don't see other places in the city. Birders love to go out there and experience all the different things that, like I say, you can't find elsewhere in the city.
The cost is expected to be in the $300,000 range, and if bids are low enough, Three Rivers may be able to add learning stations along the wildlife trail, and the work is expected to be finished by June.
The City of Brooklyn Park is being recognized for its efforts to innovate and effectively use technology to improve operations. Brooklyn Park picked up the Digital Cities Award, placing 9th in the nation among cities its size. The award from the Center for Digital Government recognizes cities leveraging technology to connect citizens and improve city functions. For example, Brooklyn Park inspectors can now do their work with a mobile application on site, and contractors apply for building permits online rather than make a trip to City Hall.
A lot of people don't think cities can move quickly, and they don't think cities can innovate. And Brooklyn Park is the exact opposite of that. They're trying to improve the speed and the efficiency and accuracy of what they're trying to get out to their residents and improve the employee experience as well.
Brooklyn Park is currently working to get some of its residential licensing processes online as well. Still ahead, how the arts influence learning at a Brooklyn Park elementary school.
Plus, the Osseo boys basketball team gears up for what should be a good season this winter. That's later in sports.
But first, weather that will feel more like October than the first day of December. But a cold front is on its way next week. We'll be right back.
A Champlin Park High School teacher is being honored for excellence in teaching what she calls her favorite subject, hands down.
And that subject is economics. The pride and joy of Champlin Park teacher Jamie Shaw. She was named Minnesota's 2017 3M Economic Educator of the Year. Shaw has taught at Champlin Park for 18 years. Shaw says economics is engaging because it is directly connected to the lives of my students. In today's School Spotlight, a colorful look at Birch Grove Elementary in Brooklyn Park.
The Arts Magnet School in the Osseo School District offers students more than the basic writing and arithmetic, and reporter Sonia Goins has today's School Spotlight.
Even before you step foot inside of a classroom, you can tell Birch Grove Elementary is not your typical grade school. The hallways and classrooms are covered with artwork.
We scream our theme. We are an art school. We learn through our passion for the arts. That's our mantra.
Even the lockers are reflective of the school's colorful spirit.
We got the district to agree that sort of a rainbow pattern with those primary colors that we teach kids starting in kindergarten would be a great way for us again to look like an art school.
The bright hues are not the only thing that make Birch Grove unique. It's the only school in the district to offer full-time art and drama. The drama room is a double-sized classroom with a stage area for students to learn their craft.
Things get crazy. They get really bad until we reach the climax. Climax, also known as the, Michael? Turning point. Turning point, very good. Here we go.
Meanwhile, students can also participate in performance groups. These students are rehearsing for an upcoming musical.
Let's go, friends.
And a lot of the kids spend time in the visual arts room.
What do you notice is different? They were squishy last time. You were so right.
Corey Brown is the visual arts teacher. There are a lot of different art styles available to students in her classroom.
Drawing, collage, painting, printmaking, sculpture, clay.
Older kids have an open studio where they get to choose what type of art they want to create.
They kind of forge their own path, and it, you know, gives them more investment into what they're doing and what they're learning.
I did a lot of painting in most of these, except for this was in drawing by using pastels and chalk pastels.
Fifth grader Elena Kornick used emotions to inspire her paintings.
It doesn't matter what you make, it matters how you feel when you make it.
You'll find a lot of the students coloring and painting outside the lines. Teachers want students to think outside the box. Art is included in everything they do, including science.
Now he's a herbivore, which means that he only eats plants.
Students made clay turtles and painted them. Brown says the arts and academics go hand in hand.
We teach here like creative problem solving. The arts makes them more creative people, more independent learners, because they know that they can use like their art skills to make other subjects fun.
School administrators say the system is working.
This is how this works.
When students leave here, they have a sense of independence and high self-esteem.
That inner strength, that ability to take risks and be creative, to make mistakes and learn from them, is something that we feel that our arts integration provides kids that is a little different than the average experience elsewhere.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Birch Grove received the 2017 National Award of Distinction by Magnet Schools of America, the 9th consecutive year the school has been recognized. Still ahead, the city of New Hope in greater focus.
But first, Park Center looks like a top contender in Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball this winter. John Jacobson has a season preview on the Pirates coming up next in sports.
John Jacobson with sports. Park Center lost a heartbreaker to Osseo in last season's Section 5 4A semifinals. But the Pirates bring back a lot of talent from that 21-7 team as they look to move up in the Northwest Suburban Conference standings and go the distance in the playoffs.
While everyone loves the fast break layups, dunks, and three-pointers, it's defense that's the focus at practice early in the season at Park Center.
We got to get our defensive scheme set up first, and then we kind of build in offense as we get going. But we always start with defense and trying to you know, just set a baseline of this is how we're going to play.
We always got to do the little things to try to be perfect. We're trying to be a perfect team, like taking charges, you know, help side defense, just the gist of it. Basically defensive drills, just to get us better on our toes.
Led by leading scorer and NDSU signee Jarius Cook, the Pirates return 2 starters and their top bench players from a year ago. It's a deep and talented team whose loss to Osseo in the section semifinals motivates the Pirates.
That's our motivation each and every day we step on the court. Our goal is to go as far as possible, and we think that's a state championship. So
I will say this, you know, we lost a lot of really good players from a year ago. Losini Kamara, who is now at the University of Idaho, Derek Ogechi, who's moved on and played college basketball, Xavier Bonner, you know, so those 3 guys were guys that we relied on heavily. So we're definitely moving some different guys into different roles, and really just everybody last year now, the expectations are higher.
The Pirates are definitely excited for this season with the goal of reaching the state tournament for the first time since 2013. But they know in November that March wins aren't guaranteed.
Yeah, we haven't won anything yet. You know, we're still competing with everybody, just like they're the #1 team in the state still.
The Pirates open the season at home next Tuesday against St. Louis Park. Park Center's rival, Osseo, should also be pretty strong this season. Here's Jay Wilcox with more on the Orioles.
They're back in the gym at Osseo and loving it. The Orioles are working hard to prep for the season.
We're hustling, man. We're getting to it. You know, here at Osseo, we preach defense. We're a defensive team, defensive mindset, and, you know, we just got to keep working harder day by day to get where we want to be at. So
I like us so far. We're gonna be gritty on defense, and I think people will be surprised on how good we are offensively.
Tryouts are over. We're now getting ready to get everything implemented that Osseo basketball stands for. It's defense, it's hustle, it's tenacity. Those are the things that we strive to put on the court. This group is ready to get after it.
The Orioles did graduate some talent, but have a few key returners to build around. Sharpshooter Zach Tyson averaged 22 points per game, while Maurice Nelson became a great force inside. Emmett Page was a key sub.
We lost some great seniors last year. They're off to college doing wonderful things, but we do have a good nucleus of kids coming back. We did keep 8 seniors. 8 seniors that are going to be contributing parts of our program this year. We have our returning scorer back in Zach Tyson. We have our top post player back with Maurice Nelson, and our top reserve back with Emmett Page. You surround those with some of the other seniors that we have. I like our chances.
Osseo reached the Section 5 4A title game last season and gave a supremely talented Champlin Park team all they could handle before losing a close one. With some outstanding players having graduated at neighboring schools, it opens the door for Osseo and other teams to shoot for conference and section titles.
Maple Grove, they lost Brad in Taiwan. You know, Champlin lost Theo and McKinley, so I feel like it's our opportunity to shine now, and we just got to go take it.
Looks like it should be a fun winter for the Osseo boys. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Orioles open the season a week from Saturday, December 9th, against St. Thomas Academy at Hopkins High School. That's all for sports. Alex and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, the best views of the year in New Hope.
We'll be right back. And finally, the City of New Hope in focus.
We are referring to the city's annual photo contest, and here are some of this year's winners, including 2 who won the People's Choice Awards. They are Diane Runkle with this photo titled Evening Reflection, and this one called Lunchtime in the Garden by Evelyn Neese. The photo that received the highest score by the judges was one titled, right here, Curveball by Dak Nearing. Dak will receive a $100 prize. All the other winners receive a $50 prize. Great photos.
Yeah, cool stuff. People have good photo eyes.
They do.
Yeah.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And here's a look at the winners, all the winners from the New Hope photo contest. Enjoy.